Hey, welcome to Common Comic Covers, an appreciation podcast for non-key comics. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Andy, and we got through it.
Yes,
we
nice
made
job.
it to the introduction.
It's been a rough few takes here on this introduction. Maybe we're a little rusty. I don't know. But welcome everybody. Subscribe to the channel if you like it, and like and make some comments in the comments. Follow us on Comic Covers on Instagram. And yeah, I think that covers it. Andy, how you doing?
Oh man, good. My wife was in Germany this last week, and it was my daughter's spring break, so I was Mr. Momming it pretty hard this week. So
nice job. Thank
you.
Well,
how are you doing?
I'm doing well. My wife was here in the States, as am I. So
good.
We're doing great. It's spring, and I have 3 children that play spring sports. So if you're a parent out there that has kids, the spring is a lot of driving, but it's fun. My boys are playing baseball. My daughter is doing a soccer camp, which is great. It's not soccer, which would be not allowed. But it's a soccer camp. She's having a blast. So but it creates some fun running around. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here for comic books.
Yeah.
You know, adult stuff. Enough of this kid talk. Let's talk some comic books. Andy, what is your common comic cover for this week?
Okay, so I because of X-Men 97, which brought me to the doorstep of tears. Not tears, but the doorstep of tears multiple times. I thought I'd highlight some really neat X-Men comic books that are affordable, beautiful covers, but you know, they're just things I really like. So I'm gonna start with X-Men 157.
Okay.
Let's see. I did this wrong. I have notes on the back of it. I stacked them. So this is a Dave Cockrum cover. And of course, Claremont, May of '82. It's an iconic Dark Phoenix cover. You can get these for $15 raw. And then it's a really stable book at like $120 at a 9.8 level. So just love that. I just love that classic Dark Phoenix cover.
It's a beautiful book.
Yeah. And then this is X-Men 239. And I think Mr. Sinister's first appearance is 221. And this is his second appearance and his first cover. And 9.8s go for $200 at range. And it's another $15 book. But it's like a really cool, awesome book that I feel like that. I mean, this is just a dollar bin find I found.
Who's it? Did you say it was Cockburn on the cover of that as well?
Oh, let's see. I didn't
say his last name right. I can't.
It's Silvestre. Yeah.
Mark
Silvestre. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is X Factor 19. I love these Apocalypse covers. This Walt Simonson cover, scripts by Louise Simonson. Let's see. Anyways, and 9.8 to this.
It's the public library logo on it.
Oh, that's true. 1987, the year of the reader.
There you go.
So 9.8s for this go for $68. So not expensive.
No,
very cheap. And this is another one. This is X Factor 25. Is that right? 25. Yes. And this came out in '87, just a little bit after that one. Walt Simonson cover, Louise Simonson on scripts. It's double-sized. Apocalypse is just cool. I just think he's really a cool villain. And then I have notes on here. I don't remember what it means. So, but 9.8s are $80 or under. So you can get raws for, I'm sure, $15. Really nice raws for those.
Now, I have not seen the show.
Yeah.
In a brief synopsis here, what's going on? What's it about? I know there's a new episode every week. One of my sons is watching it religiously. He loves it.
Yeah.
Tell me about it a little bit.
No. Okay. So it has something. I'm not gonna spoiler alerts. So it's the storyline of
Well, I guess is it. Maybe you don't have to tell me the story. What is it? Tell me what it is. Like, sell it. Why should I go watch it?
Oh, if you like, it's hard to say. So I don't have. I liked the '90s X-Men cartoon. I didn't love it, but these. So are you familiar with the '90s one? It was like based off the Jim Lee.
Yep.
So this is just continuation off those, but it starts off and things are already mid-story because it's just picking up where it left off, and there's parts where like there's rioters trying to storm the UN and just like things that are like.
So it's set in 1997.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's all the same characters.
Do I need to rewatch the original to understand what's going on?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it fills you in.
Okay. I can just jump right in.
Yeah. I mean, you'll just be like, oh, I don't remember that happening, but I guess that's what happened, and you just go on. I've rewatched a few of the episodes, but they're not as good as the newest ones, in my opinion.
Okay.
But, okay, what do you got? What's your?
Yeah, I'll check it out. Okay, so speaking of X-Men, my common cover this week is from 1974, Dr. Spektor number 10. And this is from the Don Glut, the Glutverse. He wrote quite a bit for Gold Key and Dell. I think actually made this Gold Key. And he's got a few series out there. This is what he's probably most known for. He, read a really cool article. He created his own universe, just like there's a Marvel universe and a DC universe. There is a Glutverse that is out there, and there's characters that are in different books that he's written that cross over. So anyway, a cool book. Jesse Santos does, I think, all the covers, all the art. And you want to talk about affordable? I think this one, it's a mid-grade. I picked it up for $4. You can pick any of them up. There's 25 in this run for Dr. Spektor. And to me, it's just a fun book. It's a fun story when you read about Don Glut and just his work. And I think he's one of those true artists, true writers out there. He was not writing to please the publishers and pump out books. He was writing for the pure joy of writing and creating fantasy, basically.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's a pretty sweet book. So that's Dr. Spektor. That's his love interest, his friend.
What is she wearing? Is she wearing a vest and a miniskirt or shorts?
Yeah. I don't know what she's wearing. She's indigenous.
I see. Okay.
And there's a mummy. He's coming out. So I think you can classify them as horror. It's actually the occult files of Dr. Spektor.
Okay.
Fun stuff. I have a few more coming in the mail about a lot that I'm looking forward to. And
I love those painted covers from Gold Key. Those are just,
I think they're underrated in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love what Gold Key and even some of the Dell and those 70s are just fun. There's just some fun books. You've shared Dr. Solar and there's others out there. Those are just fun books. But well, Andy, that's our common comic covers. What's your dog and pony show?
Yeah, my dog and pony show is a huge one. I brought this up a couple shows ago, or maybe last show. but this is the comic book I almost spent $1,000 on.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
it is. I collect Golden Age crime books. I like them, and this came up for auction.
Yes, there it is.
And it's Crime Does Not Pay 22, even though I think it says, what is it? Where does it say? It's the crazy one where it like says it's 23, but then it's actually 22, and then it's actually number 1.
Yes. What's significant about this book?
So this is the first crime comic book. It's the first
ever in the canon of comic books.
Yes. So this came out in 1942, and it's the first dedicated book to crime.
And it's a Charles Biro, right?
Yes.
I'm seeing that right in the corner down there. Yeah. Awesome.
Yep. It's the beginning of that. And Lev Gleason publication, Charles Biro. There are
1943?
42.
1942. Sorry. Did you already say that?
Yeah, but it's okay.
I was just mesmerized. That's a cool book. Like, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. There are 35 blue label ones, so non-restored. There's 5 restored ones, so there's 40.
We can't see the label. Whatever you're doing up there.
There's 40 of these on the census, the CGC census.
2.0, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
a little faded, maybe.
Well, there's a tear right here. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, you see that.
Yeah. And then there's some, it's a 2.0. But it doesn't have like the most spectacular cover of the runs, and I don't think it's the most expensive book in the run at all. But I think like 2 issues later, it's the one where he's like shoving the woman's head into the stove. That's the most expensive one, I think. But, but this one is the first, and I'm super happy to have Crime Does Not Pay number 1. Never thought I'd have that book, and the first Crime is just a Grail book. I paid my top bid. Like, I put in the amount that I thought this is the amount it should go for. Somebody bid under me, but it was like, I think at a certain point it goes up like by $10 per bid or something. And so like the person that bid under me, like it pushed me to my limit, but it was less than $10 or whatever. So
that's awesome. And was this an eBay purchase?
It was, yeah.
That's a great book. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was really exciting. I was like, I hope they send it to me. But yeah, there was it was hard to price it. Like, there was a sale that happened previously. It was like a 5.0 or something, and so I kind of figured out like, okay, so per point it's this much, and so this is 2 points, so it should be like 2/5 of that price. So I kind of came up with like it's probably should be about this price. But if you looked at a sale that had happened a little while earlier, but was closer to this grade, it was like a 3.0. It was like $60 or $50 less. So I was like, okay, this probably gone up and not stayed the same. So, and then there's always a premium just to actually get the book. And then once you get the book going up grade levels, I feel like the price can come down per point, but just to actually own the book is, you get a little bit of a premium. You have to pay a premium to get into it. So, but yeah, I'm so happy.
Fascinating. I love your breakdown there.
Oh yeah.
I'm taking great notes.
Yeah, sorry. And for all of you that are tuned out, you can tune back in because I'm taking it away. So, but yeah, I'm super happy. I'm a proud owner of the first crime comic book, and the cover's really cool. Like, I don't understand the big hands. so much, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. So
it's a great book, great Charles Biro, great piece of comic book history.
Yeah.
For the true comic fans out there, there's a lot of appreciation for that. Hey, I got a few I want to share. These are some recent purchases. So I've kind of been into 1980s non-Marvel, non-DC, all the crazy publishers that were out there. So got a few coming from Pacific Comics. This is Starslayer #2 and Starslayer #3. These are Mike Grell. Mike Grell did some 1980s Green Arrow that are pretty popular. But what's cool about these is the backstory. So in the back of Starslayer #2 is the first story of Dave Stevens' Rocketeer.
Yes.
And so that's why I bought these. I think I got a pretty good deal on both of them. They're mid grades. There's some scuffs, some foxing, some bent corners, but we don't need to get into the debate. The first appearance of Rocketeer, and depends on where you stand on this, is Starslayer #1, but it's an advertisement. I am of the sort that an advertisement is not a first appearance. So I didn't buy #1. The one that's more valuable is #2. So #2 and 3. So I got some Dave Stevens Rocketeers in there. They're beautiful. And then going with that too, I also snagged off of eBay Pacific Prints. So some more Pacific Comics, Rocketeer #1 and #2. There's a backstory in these, The Missing Man by Steve Ditko. This one's like mid-grade. This one's low grade. It's got a little water issue down there.
Okay. By Ditko. That's cool.
Yeah. But anyway, Dave Stevens, obviously he's hot right now. I think I was able to sneak in on price on a couple of these. They're mid-grade. They're not high grade. They're not his good girl art stuff that's out there. But to me, the Rocketeer, I loved it when I was a kid, and Disney did a huge thing on the Rocketeer. I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously, Dave Steves is second to none with his artwork. I think we want to do a deep dive on him. He'd be fun to kind of explore a little bit.
You call him Steves again. Rick Steves' cousin.
Rick Steves. Stevens. Dave Stevens.
It's okay.
We'll edit that out. It's fine.
No.
Rick Steves in his art. Darn you, Rick Steves, in your travels across the world, in your smooth, sultry voice. As you meander through the Alps. Dave Stevens, I know what I'm talking about. Definitely appreciate it. I think, like I said, I got some good deals. Got some other Rocketeer books that I've snagged. You can still go to comic book shops, especially bigger ones that don't necessarily go through all their back stock and update prices. So I was actually able to grab a couple of Dave Stevens books at one of my bigger shops around here that I thought were way underpriced just because they were kind of buried. And again, it's a big shop, and they're more focused on selling CGC graded books and bigger books and subscriptions and stuff like that. So I got a couple good Dave Stevens books from them too.
The second set of books you showed, those are magazine size, or are those actually comic size?
No, they're all comic size.
Oh, so I have the Rocketeer stuff, but it's magazine size. So I wonder when. Yeah, I had like that same cover, but it's in a magazine.
I don't know. I don't know the history of it, but no, those are.
Yeah, I'll have to
modern size.
Dig out mine and find out what I'm looking at and see.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious. I'm gonna have to do some homework.
Either or, right?
Speaking of either or, I have two comic books I want you to pick from. Here's the first one. I think it's gonna be pretty easy.
Maybe our first guest should be Rick Steves.
Yeah, he could tell us about his European adventures.
See, like he could really just wow us with some what his comic book experiences are through
in Europe.
Yeah, in Europe. Yeah.
So you got Incredible Hulk.
Who's this?
#1.
Okay. So we're semifinals right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got Incredible Hulk #1. Okay.
And then you have.
It's going to be a tough one to beat.
It's not. Yeah. This isn't going to be close.
And okay, Amazing Spider-Man #1, not the first appearance, but the first.
No.
Yeah, I mean, this is an easy one for me. It's got to be Hulk #1. It's more rare. It's the Hulk. Nothing against Spidey. Love that the Fantastic Four is on that. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful Steve Ditko cover, probably. I believe. I don't know why it wouldn't be. I love it, but Hulk #1, first appearance of the Hulk.
Hulk #1. Yeah.
Yeah, I take that.
It was really not. It was really. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, it took out Amazing Fantasy 15. Hulk 1 did, so I would not expect Amazing Spider-Man to knock off this one.
That's true. So. What's your pick?
Yeah. Oh, Hulk 1. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so
I like the cover. The cover to Hulk 1 is better too. It's
Are they both Steve Ditko? I don't know.
No, this is
that Kirby? Okay, that's Kirby. Okay, well, put your
but my bracket would have been the journey Justice first appearance of the Justice League versus Hulk #1, I think.
Well, we're not doing your bracket. We're doing my bracket.
I know. We're doing yours. Say
what you think in the comments. Would you go Incredible Hulk #1 or Amazing Spider-Man #1? And until we see each other again, I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Andy. And as Ringo Starr says, peace, love, peace, love.